welcome. Thank you very much for allowing me to interview you. If I can just introduce you to our audience.
Sure.
It's an absolute delight to have you. So you're currently EMEA Sales Director of NASABOX. You're an industry cloud social influencer and sales leader. You speak on social selling, and you've been awarded, and personal branding, and you've been awarded the BESMA UK Sales Director of the Year Award. So it is my pleasure to have you here today to talk to us about social branding and why a sales leader should be concerned with this. So tell us, what is social branding?
Yeah, so personal branding, social branding, it's not as illustrious as it sounds. It's simply about how you appear when someone finds you digitally. Now, historically, outside the COVID situation we all find ourselves in, anyone in sales and sales leaders will remember the phrase, first impressions count. We were all taught that, polish your shoes, dress appropriately to the meeting you're going to have in person, and you behave that way. And yet, when you go digitally, a lot of people just don't have that mental mindset of thinking about, have you polished the shoes digitally? Have you, got the haircut, etc. How do you come across? And in person, we always hear the first few seconds, the first 6 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever, it varies. People make judgments, and that's the human psyche. We can't help that. People are doing the same of you digitally, and today with COVID, I would argue this is more important than it's ever been before, because the first impression engagement people get with you will be digital, even if it's a screen like this. If you're going to jump on a screen share with someone, whether it be a customer, a prospect, a candidate, whoever, there's more chance today they're going to check you out digitally than any other time, because they're not going to get to come and see your office. They're not going to get a feel for things. We feel, and I've read some surveys recently about why it's more stressful to do the video side, because it's 2D, right? Whilst we can physically see each other, you're not getting all the human insights and data input you normally get from a 3D engagement and world. So how do you look digitally? And have you searched your own name and seen what comes up? And on your social profiles, have you spent any work or taken any attention to caring about how you appear come across? Or have you just defaulted to tick, I've got a profile, I've done that job, moved on, and you haven't revisited it in years? And that's what I often see people doing is, I've got a profile, I've forgotten about it. I don't nurture it. And it's very much like in person. I had a haircut 4 years ago. What do I need to do that? What do I need to shine my shoes again? I've done it once.
What about these people that say, well, we've got a social media person in our company and they do all of that they do all of that first impression company stuff on the company page, and they do all the posting, they do all the stuff. My personal profile is my personal profile. What does it mean really, to me as a sales leader? How's that going to impact me?
So two sides, and I'll touch on one and specific the side you come from, Louise. That's great. So your company has to look good online, personal, the brand of the organization. But when people buy from you, or when you are employing someone or going to recruit them, are they buying or working for the company or you? Right? Who do they meet? Do they meet the company? Do they come and meet the building and stand and look at the building and the brand and the logo and the data sheets? Or do they meet a human being and engage with you? Do you believe your salespeople don't need to be as professional and possible? They make no difference in the sale. Is it just your company brand and your salesperson turns up and thank you very much? Because if you believe that, you've got to understand, well, it's down to the individual, right? People buy from people. People engage with people.
I can really echo that as well, because, being a sales recruiter, the amount of times that people accept jobs on the back of, it's that person, I really bought into that person, I really want to work for that person. Yes, they like the company, they want to make sure it's financially sound and all that kind of thing, but it's actually the individual. And in the same breath, when people leave a business, they don't leave the company, they leave normally that leader. So yeah, I think that's really valid.